let's play some can of wormholes, shall we? Let's get into it. 96%. It's not a whole lot of puzzles missing. Not a lot missing. All right, we should fast travel. We should. Can I switch cams? Is this going to work? Oh. Okay, yeah, just enough to get out. Not that the plan is get out. Oh. So let's see what puzzles I am actually missing here. 2 puzzles at the end. There's this garbage, whatever that is. 3 puzzles at the end, I guess. And then this one that I skipped. So what is this one? Oh, I remember this one. I was having problems figuring out how to spin the thing. Spinning the thing was not easy. Because I gotta spin it both ways, which means I have to figure out how to brace it both ways. And I kind of have an idea as to how to do that, right? Like, I can brace it against one of these walls. And then brace it against the back wall. But, like, for whatever... The positioning of it doesn't quite seem to work. Like, it feels like I need to brace it against the top wall first. But if I brace it against the top wall first, then I don't have room to flip it up. Right? Like, if I brace it against the top wall first and flip it horizontally, then it's too far... Like, the position of it doesn't work in order to flip it vertically. Right? But if I flip it vertically first, then in order to flip it horizontally, it needs to be braced against the bottom instead of the top. So that doesn't work either. Basically what I'm saying is this whole thing is busted and there's no way to make it work. I guess I could brace it here. Let's see. Something like this, maybe? That's not gonna work. But now it's too tall. Now it's too tall. Problems! All the problems. Maybe I need to push that back in then? Once I've gotten it up here? I've done at least this much before, right? Surely this is a thing I've accomplished before. Well, that's not going to get me anywhere, is it? But now it's against the wall, which means I can't get it into the thing. Forgot how uncomfortable this game makes you feel. That's fine, Formal. I get it. I get it. I mean, I don't feel the same, but I completely understand if that makes this unwatchable for you. Need it to be here. This is viable. I think. Is this viable? need to not get in this corner. I think this works. Here. Right, I can push this over, oh god, this way. Push this down. Not push this down? Can I have done this slightly over 1? Can I have done this from here? Yes. The problem with this is it's still not good enough. Ah, but now that I have it here, I can do this. I need to be able to come in from this side, so here. No! Why does that not work? It needs to be able to push it further. But I can't push it further from here. What do I need to do in order to get it to push further? Because it needs to be like this in order to get onto it. Doing something wrong. Can I flip this? I mean, I can do that. But I can't flip it the other way, right? How do I get it rotated vertically then? I can rotate it horizontally. That's not hard. But then what? Maybe something to do with these edges? Like once the way this is cut out here, maybe that's helpful? I can use that to rotate it the other direction? I can use that to rotate it the other direction. Right? Like from here specifically. There we go. Okay. So that seems like a relevant part of this. The problem, however, is I believe I need to have flipped it vertically before I had done this, or horizontally before I've done this. Because how do I now flip it horizontally? flipping it horizontally from here requires it being braced against the top wall. And if I brace it against the top wall, I'm no longer in a position to move it down to this area. It feels like I can only do one of the two things here. Which means one of the things that I am trying to do is not the right thing. That's no good. That's also no good. That's also no good. Everything is no good? Yeah. Dissonant chord. Dissonant chord. How do I brace it? There needs to be something to brace it against. Alright, what are my other options? From here, I can... Let's see. I could do something like this, right? That's braced. That lets me rotate. That's a good first step. But then I need to... Wait, can I still just do this, actually? Does this just work? At this point? In order for this to just work, this needs to be, like, here. No, it doesn't work because it's not further up enough. Damn it. Damn it! In other words, it's exactly the problem I expected it to be. No, it's not. I mean, the problem is I still need to brace it against something in order to be able to get onto it. That's the problem. Pushing it back up is doable. Oh. If pushing it back up is doable, then I can brace it against something after I've flipped it. Wait, no. Because then I need to brace it the other direction. Damn it! Damn it! It's still no good! I need to figure out how to get this one further down again. Which I am not convinced is possible. Like, I could do that. But I don't know how to get it pushed down from this point. Stage is bumming me out, man. I remember looking at this one and being annoyed by it. Come back to that one too. But there's plenty of stuff here to play around with. All levels that I presumably haven't even seen at this point. Although I guess I looked at this one, couldn't figure it out, and immediately left. What is this bad boy for? This is a weird one. Oh. Flipping it, in theory, should be easy, but I can't do it against the wall like that. You don't remember this puzzle. Oh. Oh. Okay, so on its surface, I need to be able to flip this that way, right? Okay. Okay. Does it not... Do I not just... Okay, now from here, why can't I do this? Oh, because getting it back down sucks. Right. Right. Right, of course. So what about like this? Okay, that's actually plausible. Because I have that extra line at the top. This is not what I wanted. This. Right? Like here specifically, I can use that to push it. Maybe. Like, it feels like it shouldn't be this easy, so maybe I'm missing something. Does that help? Getting it onto this? I still need to be able to push it back up. Which, like, this almost helps. It's so close to being helpful. So from here, again, almost helpful. Almost helpful. I wonder if I can use this to push it back up, like, from here. What number is this? This is 821. What's up, Cyber Bunny? There's this, but then... Oh, that's how I push it back up. But I need to be able to get off it safely. That's the other problem, is I need to be able to get off of this U safely. Okay, so I can use the long one to push it back up. That's fine. Like, I can poke the long one into the center of the U and use that to push it. But, I need to be able to get off of the U first. How do I get off of the U? Getting off of the U requires the U to be further to the left. Yes? Requires the U to be further to the left. Or requires more ground on the other side of the peg. Or requires... requires the peg to not be there. Even that doesn't help. Can I somehow get onto the U without bracing against that peg in the center? Does this do anything interesting? causes failure. Like, this is a step in a direction, but feels like not the right direction. Alright, new plan. Details of said new plan still a little vague. The problem is if I do this, I can never push it back onto the stage fully, right? Here's the plan. This is now the plan. I'm not exactly sure in what way this is the plan, but I'm pretty sure this is plan adjacent. This sure looks like plan. This sure looks like it could be plan under the right circumstances. Oh boy. You've solved this and you've checked the insight and you still don't know how you did it. Beautiful. Beautiful. The goal in this level, get the U in the hole? Yep, U in the hole. That's the goal. Alright, what if, instead of this thing that I have done here... Instead... Now I can get above here, which is helpful somehow? Okay, that's lethal. I love that for me. Thank you. I'm trying to get... Okay. Well, from here I can do this, which is, I think, what I wanted to do the entire time. I'm not entirely sure why I would have wanted to do this, but I'm pretty sure this is what I wanted to do. I'm pretty sure that's not what I wanted to do. Alright, new plan. New plan is thus. From here, can I push it back up? Do that. Feel like there might have been some tail trick to get this moved with only the one gap in the center, but maybe not. All right, first step is going to be flipping this and then getting off without burning the long one. So that means bracing it not directly against this thing, because then no matter how I flip it, there's not enough room to get off on the right. If I'm not bracing it against the center peg, I'm bracing it against the long one? Which seems remarkably unfeasible. Is that even legal? Is what even legal? The best I've found so far is something like this. Right? But now I've got to figure out how to push it back down without access to pull. And that seems also difficult. I am not quite a long enough worm to get this into position. Bracing against the long boy? Sure. If it was shorter. I mean, there's nothing illegal about bracing against other worms. However, because of the length of said worm, it's infeasible. Can I set this up so that it gets pushed somehow while I am still on it? Using the long boy to maneuver the U somehow? I don't know what kind of mystic powers I am attributing to the long boy. All right, so next question. Does this help at all? In any way? The answer would appear to be no. The answer would appear to be no. Alright, so I need to not... I just need that to not be against the edge like that, I guess, is what I need. So how do I make it be not against the edge when I flip it? Do I have some technique for flipping it around that will let this work? Yes. Yes, I do. I'm not sure how helpful it is. But from here, I could potentially still rotate it to the right if it were on the long boy. That's going to require some work. Right? Like from here. How do I get this to the position I need it to be? With me on it is the other question. Okay. So I think this does the thing I am trying to do. Yeah, that totally does. Okay, okay, okay. I see it. I see it. So the first step is getting things in the right places. Which is here. Not quite, buddy. Although that's funny. Let's do a lot of rewinding, because I had them in the right place before, and I don't want to have to figure out how I did it. Here. Not that. Here. After the next reset, I'll have it, I think. Here? Like, this is what I need. Oh, yeah, this does it. This absolutely does it. So from here, I can get onto the long boy to push it back up, to brace it. Now that it's braced, I can flip it here. Buddy! Are you serious? It's like just slightly not long enough? It needs to be there, but one further over? How do I get it further over? That doesn't seem possible. That does seem possible, actually. There. But I need to be further over. Oh my god, why doesn't this work? It's so close. It's exactly what I need. Let's see. I need you to be out of the way. Like, I need to do this now. No, not that. I need to do... Wow. Wow. What? Yeah, I need this to be here. How? How? Been tuned in, you forgot to say hi. No worries. How's it going, Molotov? Feels... I know, right? It feels like I'm so close. It feels very close. Like, this isn't quite it. Oh, it does work the way I want it to. I just rotate the other direction. I do it here, and it still works. I just go the other direction. Oh my god. Okay, well, that's a couple of minutes wasted, but that's fine. At least it's not like 30 minutes wasted. Because this works. Yes. Now I gotta get off of it. No! I was right there! Oh, I can still do it here, I think. Yeah! Oh my god! Painful. Damn, what a struggle. It's this game has done that numerous times to me, like feeling like I'm on the right track and then running into a stumbling block and almost abandoning the entire thing and then being like, oh, actually it was right. I just needed to do it very slightly differently. A juicy worm. All of these worms are very juicy. It's mildly disconcerting. What? Oh. Oh. Okay, so not only do I need to solve this puzzle, I need to put a jumper here. This worm is extremely long, and that's troubling. There's a lot of moving parts here, and I hate it. And I hate it. I feel like I am supposed to fly. Because solving this is easy. For some value of easy. Right? Easy peasy. But now I don't have the jumper. And I need the jumper in order to get to the next puzzle. So, once more into the breach, I suppose. So we've got to figure out how to get worm in location, and also have this jumper across the location over top of the hole? And I've got all of this to work with out here. Too much tail. Alright, well now I'm flying, so that's great. But is that enough? Let's do a little bit of rewind again. Alright, flight is easy to achieve here. The question is what I do with it. Let's get this into place first. The piano can wait. Alright, now that I have flight achieved, I need to set up something here. Like, I need to cut off a very specific part of my body. In the appropriate shape. Oh, maybe I need to do this even more differently? Maybe I need to have this piece exist first? And then... How would I do that, actually? How would I do that? Oh my god. Yeah, now that I'm here, I'm no longer convinced that this does the thing I want it to. Like, I need to cut off a piece of my body. One, two, three. Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here. Oh, but that's not the right arrangement, is it? Horizontal, bad. Like, I need to set myself up so that I have a 4-piece here that falls into place when I shove the other worm? Is that even real? This is not Steven's sausage roll. I'm not sure that it works that way. I'm not positive how it does work, but I'm not sure that it works that way. Um, pretty easy to get what I want out here, though, isn't it? But then it's out there. Two, three, four. Huh. So I could actually get it here. But I need to set myself up to fly more than once in order to make that happen? Like, I need to create this piece of worm and then have it above the other worm, so when the other worm gets into position, it all works out okay. Is that real? I'm not entirely sure that's real. What else can I do here? I can fly over here. Probably. Oops. I did it wrong. That seemed broadly correct. Maybe. No, I can't fly without sticking my tail up, because that's how flying works. We rotate 180, not 90. Cannot fly without eating. So I have to, anytime I fly, I have to set myself up to be able to eat afterwards. In addition to whatever else I might be doing. Can I do that? This fence piece bothers me. Right here. This is what bothers me. Maybe I need to set it up so that I am dropping myself into here for the win? Cut my worm into pieces. Can I layer myself? In multiple, how do I get another layer of worm? How do I get more worm? Yeah. Every time, Molotov. That's this is known. Hang on, I'm curious. No, I'm what? Oh! After I fly, I'm just long enough. So if I push it into position that way, oh, that works. Oh, that works. Oh, that's exciting. Okay. To the skies! God damn it, Tail. Causing me problems. Yes! Get jumped! Just long enough, it turns out. What hell? Okay. Alright, I did it. I escaped a little bit. And now... what? And now what? More flying? Bust down some walls? I could bust down some walls. Can I bust down some walls? That is not good locations for food if I'm going to be busting down walls. So I could fly with relative ease, he said. A level that has its own intro stage. I know, right? There's a lot going on here. Okay, okay. I understand. Maybe don't do that. Maybe don't do that either. Why does this exist? Oh, maybe don't do that either. What could I do with this? Why are you here? There's all these, like, pieces of worm all over the place, and it's kind of uncomfortable. None of these rotate. I guess if I was headless, I could do something with this. Am I planning on being headless? Do I even know how to accomplish being headless with my limited resources here? And why is there a fence over in the starting area to the right? That fence has me intimidated. There's really a lot going on in this puzzle. Oh, there's two separate insights? Well, I guess we're done playing Can of Wormholes. This has been a great game, but it is impossible to solve all of the remaining levels, so I guess it's just over. Yep, that's the end of this game. Thanks for sticking around. Too bad about those 3 impossible puzzles. Literally unsolvable. Let's go play some Peglin or something. How does this work? You're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the exact same length. So if I wanted to get this across, funny. Rotating it doesn't work, even if it was braced against something. Right? Like, I feel like I could do this. Wait, I can do this. I cannot do this. What do I need in order to be able to do this? Since that actually just solves this, if this works. Do I need to have come in from the other side? Maybe I need to have come in from the other side. I need to be 2 longer for that to work. Damn it! Confirm 1 longer doesn't do it. We wormin? Worming is in fact occurring. 1 longer doesn't do it. And then I can't get here and rotate it because I'm not braced against anything underneath. Alright, so step 1 of this process is to get something braced. Oh my god, would you just push the thing? I hate it here. Alright, new plan. New plan is... Honestly, if I could get that piece of food there, this puzzle would just already be solved. Yo, what's up, Slushy? Like, I would already have this in the bag, as it were. Maybe not the bag. In the hole. The wormhole. The hole for the worm. The juicer. I would have it in the juicer. I don't think that expression is going to take off anytime soon, but it's, okay, let's not say that thing ever again, either. Enter. That's... I think we're good here. Just rewind this last, like, 45 seconds and pretend it just never happened, I think, is maybe the best course of action for all involved. Why doesn't this work? I guess if this worked, this would already be solved. Which is a good reason for it to not work. But what can I do with that food besides eat it? Let's see. Oh, that doesn't help. I could do this. And then the food is no longer there. Food is no longer anywhere. Is that helpful? That's unclear. You've been enjoying my playthrough and you don't want it to end. That's good. I am happy to have. I'm happy to be providing entertainment, and I do really like this game. Like I've been. It's just it. The puzzles are very satisfying when you get them. Although these last puzzles have been some puzzles. These have been some puzzles. Yeah, without anything to brace against, this can't actually roll. But maybe I could do that thing here. Oops. Also, oops. Because that seems at least a little promising. New plan. I just want to see if this works. Heck. Heck. It has, Slushy. It very much has. That is, yeah, it's not particularly surprising. I could do exactly that thing if this was here. I don't know why I want to do this thing, but I could do it. Alright, maybe this is why I want to do this thing. Does this work the way I want it to? Hold. Hold further. Please continue to hold. Alright, get my worm the hell out of here. We gotta try this again with a slightly different plan of attack. How would this work? I think the answer is it does not. May have pushed things a little too far. Get back over here, buddy. But just to here. Yeah? Does this work? Oh god. I want this. I don't even know what I want from this, I'll be honest with you. Maybe this is what I want from this. If I was one longer, this would work. For some value of work. Not quite, not quite. Come on. Alright, so same deal. Oh, I do need to be one longer for that to work. Okay. Right? Because that way I still have the bend. Now what am I doing? Like, now that I've done this, how am I getting value out of this? Problematic. No, that should work! That should work! You piece of crap, that should work. It does not work. This is... I regret to inform you all, this appears to still be illegal. I wonder if I could set it up so that, like, there was enough bend in my tail that this move would then push the worm onto land. Like a fake Ouroboros. Probably not. It probably just wouldn't do anything. Game. It's close. It looks good. It feels good adjacent. From here? Could I flip again? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, I couldn't flip it over that way without being fully on it. Way too long to make that happen. If this was... Hold. Here. Oh, I'm not braced against anything. I can't actually flip it from here. I could do that. That's not helpful. That also gets me killed. Oh boy. Something is wrong. Something is terribly wrong. Alright, what if... Alright. New plan. The new plan... I feel like the new plan is of similar efficacy to the old plan. Oh dear. Wait a minute. Is this... Have I done it? There's no way. Oh, now it's on the right island, but it's pushed up against the wall, and I don't know how to push it back the other direction. I have not had good luck with rotating this in this situation, in the direction it would need to rotate. So, kind of, but not really. What do we even do with these foods? Alright, maybe this food goes here. And then this food goes here, which lets me somehow do something useful. Like this. Just look at how useful that is. So useful. That gets me out to here. But not in a way that gets me anywhere else. Yes? No? Not in a way that gets me anywhere else. Alright, what is the new plan? Because this plan isn't working. I would like to be hooked up a new revolution, because this one is a lie. Cook me up a new revolution? What is the line? It's worm time. Everybody stand back. He's gonna worm out. What do you do with revolutions? Is this even... Well, not that way. Oh. Cursed. It wants... Like, flipping it doesn't help, because that puts it over empty space. Flipping it horizontally, rather. It's just as good as pushing. Can't remember what song that was. It's Learn to Fly by the Foo Fighters. Which is, for the record, a fantastic song. Foo Fighters are a great band. What's up, Vera? I have firm belief in the superiority of the Foo Fighters. You sleepy Vera, you got a sleepy Jim here too. I've downed a full can of this espresso with cream, and it's keeping me here, but I don't know that it's keeping me awake. I just woke up from a nap. What do the quotes around that nap mean? How long was this nap? That sounds like you're trying to get away with something here. And I will not let you. I will chase down the truth. Naps are fraught and terrible. Absolutely. On the other hand, sometimes you just want sleep. And damn the consequences. Where am I sending this worm? Worm, how? Why? What? Why? From 6:30 to 12. That's called sleeping, Vera? I think you just slept. It's a nap. Well, if you say so. If you say so. I don't need to fight you on this one. What if I did this? Does that get me anywhere closer to anything relevant here? It needs to be... How is the Dark Souls going? Man, Dark Souls is also a hell of a game. It needs to be... It needs to be... Nursing every 2 hours is exhausting. Oh my god, I believe it. That's wild. It's a level of responsibility for another human being that I don't know I could handle. Alright, this is going nowhere, and I'm not sure how to improve it. Well, good news for you, Cryptomancer. I'm resetting because I can't handle whatever it is I was doing. I feel like this wants to be off the edge somewhere. But maybe this one is actual food, and the fact that it's food is just for confusing. Just in order to confuse. And then this needs to be moved in order to be flipped. If I could move it, then I could flip it. I don't know what to do with this. I just really don't know what to do with this food. Maybe there is some trick where... Huh. You know, I'm curious. Can I turn this into a disaster? If I was one longer, I could turn this into a disaster. No, if I was two longer, I could turn this into a disaster. I guess it wouldn't be a disaster. I would just sit there not being able to digest food until I moved. But I wouldn't be able to move. So... that just pushes it against the wall there. Okay. Yeah, that's understandable. Since I cannot do the other thing. Interesting. I could Ouroboros here if I really felt like it. Oh. I see. That just finishes the level for me. So many of these levels have this like timeline of like 45 minutes from start to solution, and it's like 40 minutes of banging my head against the wall, and then at the 40-minute mark it's, huh, that's interesting. And then, no, 40 minutes. At the 43-minute mark, it's like, huh, that's interesting. And then the solution is obvious. God damn it, this game. Yeah. It's of the 18 million things that are legal moves for you to take, just do the one right thing, and then the solution is obvious. It's like the opposite of draw the rest of the owl. The first step is draw 9/10 of the owl, and then, the last bit is easy. This level is such BS. I have no idea what to do here. I might take an insight here. This might be the level that does it. Whew. The problem with this level is in all of my iterations so far, I have found a way to flip the worm one of the two directions, and then been in a position where it seemed impossible to flip the worm the other of the two directions. If I flip it horizontally first, I have yet to find a way to brace it such that after I have flipped it horizontally, I can still get into the position I need to flip it vertically. And if I flip it vertically first, then in order to brace it to then flip it horizontally, I need to get at it from the top instead of the bottom. That seems more impossible. So I'm thinking I will try and flip it horizontally first, and then try to finagle it into a position where I can flip it vertically. But that has yet to work out. It's just been difficult, you know? It is a good word. I love that word. Finagle just has some rich context to it, as opposed to bamboozle, which is just some really good mouthfeel. If I push this any further over to the right, I will not be able to push it left. I will be able to push it left. In fact, even from here, I could still push it left if I need to. Great. Oh, that's not going to work. No, that's totally going to work. Oh, that's not going to work. Let's try this. Now that I've done that... Boo. Short worm is short? Why so short, short worm? Alright, let's try this then. Is this where I want to be? Yes? Question mark? The problem with this, you see, is it's a problem. Alright, if I... Let's just get you over here. Since that is about the position you need to be in. Problems? But, I can't. What if instead of this, this was one higher already, like this, and then I just... Yes? This needs to be higher also. And then I just... Boo. Boo. Veto. And then I... I did this and then went around the other side. Wait a minute, no. I did this and then went around the... Oh. And then went around the other side? Oh. What about... Technically still can't. I don't know about that. I'd have to push this out here, which I guess is not illegal. This might be okay. Yeah, this is fine, right? And then I have this. So I've now flipped it one of the ways I need to flip it. Now the trick is, from this position, I need to brace it such that I can get onto the top part. And how that is done is a mystery. So this is possible step one. We've got it halfway there. We're living on a prayer. Why is my head full of Rock Band today? Is there anything I can see that can let me get me onto the top part of this worm so that I can rotate it? I can't flip the U. My worm isn't long enough to get to that part of the U to flip it. So the only thing I can do is rotate flip it horizontally. I can flip it horizontally, but not vertically. Flipping it horizontally doesn't really accomplish a whole lot here. The one thing I can do in this situation is... Oh, no, I can't even do that now, because it's not braced in the right place. Interesting. So what's left from this position? It was a struggle to get here to begin with, too. But I think this is a no-go. But I wanted to get here to look at it closer. Does this help in any way? Oh, you know what? If I get it up against the top, if I brace it and flip it horizontally, then I might still be able to flip it vertically against the edge of the world, the very edge, which would be this edge. Okay, I can do it. I can't do it here, actually. That's really funny. But I can do this. This might actually do it. Oh my god. Huh? Now I just gotta push it back. Hell yeah! Hold on one second, folks. Sorry, something's maybe come up. Let me take a quick break here before we go back to the monster that remains unsolved. And I'll be back in a bit. Let me leave you folks with some music instead of whatever ambiance is going on here, and I'll let y'all know what's going on in the near future. All right, I am back. Thank y'all for your patience. Very much appreciated. You need someone's AFK scene to say I'm on break, so you can say hi on break. I'm Mark. This is... Mark, how important is this to you? This feels like something that I could make happen for you if necessary, but I don't know that I'm willing to enable these kinds of bad habits. Anyway, I'm going to pause the music and get back into the game. Hello, everybody. Hello, I am here again. It's interesting how the can is able to put the little wormy legs on top of the puzzle, but is not then able to crawl on top of the puzzle. Like, those legs will go everywhere, but I guess the can is too heavy to be lifted at that point. More important to share the thought with someone who'd appreciate it than to actually do it. Okay, alright. We're cool, then. We're cool. Alright, well, I guess it's still this shenanigans. Let's go, I suppose. Try and figure out what the heck is going on here. So, step one... Right, of course. I don't remember how I was supposed to actually get out of here. What was I supposed to do about this? Oh, this is what I was supposed to do about this. I'm a helpful kind of guy. I want to help out my friends. And that's the kind of thing that, honestly, like, if I had a Patreon, I could have one of the levels be, you know, put, like, break messages or something like that, since I take enough breaks that people are guaranteed to see it. That would be an interesting thing. Actually, that could be a thing that people spend points on. Within reason. This break message sponsored by whatever. I do need to figure out what the heck I'm actually doing here. That is a real question. Am I trying to fly? How do I get out of here? How do I do anything of relevance here? A ticker, you could get a permanent message in for either points or bits. Sure. Break messages just scroll by. Ah. That's a thought. That's a thought. If it would be permanent, it would have to be a lot of points or some number of bits. But I could do, like, a weekly thing, and that would be a decent drain on channel points. And then the break screen will be more interesting. That's a thought. I kind of like that. All right, I'm gonna get that done tonight. I'm gonna have that ready for Tuna Randomizer tomorrow. Streamers have a credit roll for new follows, subs, bits, etc. down the stream. Yeah, like that's a thing I could do. There's not quite enough action on the stream, I'll be honest with you, to have that kind of thing. Like, it would be two things, and that's like, okay. I don't actually know what I'm trying to do here. Well, for point redeems, it would have to be a manual process. So you would put in your redeem, and then at the end of the stream, I would, or maybe during the break, I would put it in. How many streamers you know that have art on their break stream? Yeah, most people, it's just like a generic, like, a gradient thing, or just literally leave the game on and have an empty chair so you can make the jokes about Chair-kun playing the game. I don't know how to do anything automated off of point redeems. Maybe that's a thing I can look into. Maybe that's something that is automatable. But I don't have... I'd have to probably set up a bot for it. What am I trying to do here? What am I actually trying to do here? Like, I can tell that I'm supposed to progress to the next section of this puzzle, but like, I have actual no idea how I am supposed to do that. What are we trying to accomplish here? There's so much, like, there's just so much room on this puzzle. There's so much going on. It feels like it's multiple different step, like, checkpoints of get to a place, do a thing, then get to a new place, then do a thing, then get to a new place, then do a thing. Is it time to fly? I don't think I can fly in this area. Flying requires, like, I could probably get my tail up. I imagine it would not be too hard to do, for example, this. Oh, why does that kill me? That shouldn't kill me. My tail's up. Can I not walk on the ground? Maybe the ground is a bottomless pit. Right? And now that my tail's up, I might be able to do something with this. But, I'm not sure what. Because in order to fly, I'd need to be able to rotate, which requires having something to eat. So it's like, this doesn't quite do anything relevant. And the fact that this is like off, that this here is not solid ground, means that my options for what I can do with my tail up are even more limited. I might be able to set up so that I can break this. That requires getting the food over to here, though, so I can eat here and then break. And I just have no idea what's going on with all of this stuff. Maybe the idea is I want to set myself up to become headless. But I don't actually know. And then it's like, I have to connect to stuff. And I don't know how to become headless using these, given that I can't figure out how to get them to rotate. Alright, what else can I do with this food? That's the real question. What else can I do with this food? I'm going to ignore the stuff on the side for now, which is probably wrong, but hey, here we go. And figure out what I can do with this food. I can get it... Can I get the food here so that I can bust this door down? Like, I don't think so. Maybe I can set up... I mean, if it's not flight, what is it? Given that flight isn't real in this location. Like, all this stuff on the edge really makes me think I'm supposed to go headless here. But I don't know how to make that happen. I can go headless by rolling, but then I need something upon which to roll. And I cannot use any of these. Oh, I can Ouroboros and go headless. Yeah, I'm the right length to Ouroboros. So we could do, like, this. It's Orbin time. It is Orbin time. Oops. Do some kind of weird wonky shape like this. You know, the positioning on this is a little weird. Ah, I can loop around the gate, maybe. Maybe. I might be able to get my tail out there. No. Yeah, pushing that piece of food up is actually going to be really difficult here. Because the other food's in the way. Alright, so I think the answer is Ouroboros. But then what? Like, what shape am I making? And how am I pulling this off? Because the shape I tried before isn't going to do anything, right? This isn't going to get me anywhere because this won't fit. This is too long. What other shape works? I want to do something with this, right? But this doesn't quite get there either, especially given the amount of space I need and the other... I guess if I get longer, I could have a bigger... Ouroboros? Does this work? No, this still doesn't work. Now I'm just off. Like, as it stands here, I could make this shape. That's probably what I want to do. But I don't know how to make that shape in that area. Maybe I make it around this one instead, right? I could do this. I think we may have figured it out. Yeah, that lines up. That lines up perfectly. And now I am small. Does that help? Do I want to be small? What do I want to do with this now that I am in this situation? Like, the shape of it and the positioning of it makes this work perfectly to get out here. But I'm not sure what I want to do with this as a result. Like, now that I've gotten here, where is my value? Can I, from here... Can I, before cutting myself up, get this? Like, I want this to... I don't actually... Actually, where do I want this food? And then there's this, right? Like, this thing over here is somewhat concerning. I guess that lets me do this. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what that lets me do. Like, I don't know how to turn that into something useful. Not convinced that any of this is good? Man, I'm like perfectly set up to do this, right? It lines up so well, but then... But then what? What is the next step? In what way is this useful, this thing that I can do? I guess I can get this out here. Is that useful? Is any of this useful? You know what I can do? Is I can maybe get the food like here, right? And then set myself up to what? That's sure useful. I mean, with this here, I can actually cut up the giant piece pretty easily. I can get myself almost whatever size I want here. I just don't know how any of it is useful. I kind of see how it's useful, actually. Like, I can do some things with the food now. Right? So I can set myself up to get a little bigger and then pop this open and break my way forward. Alright, that sounds good. How big do I need to be? You have no idea how the stuff out the wall, how the big shaped one came out. I ate my tail and then used that as leverage to cut my head off and then get onto the other worms as just the head. And that lets me roll them without needing to worry about anything else. It's complicated. There's a lot going on. I need to be one longer for this to work. So I guess let's be one longer. I may have screwed this up a little bit. How do I get one longer? Can I do something interesting here? No. I can almost do something interesting. I'm very close to something interesting. But I am still a step away from resolving things. So maybe there's a little bit more prep work I need to do before getting into the situation? like from here? Can I... How do I get this now down? Alright, we're going to do some more rewinding. So I guess I might as well show you the entire process. Because this game is full of mechanics. It's really a lot of rewinding to get here. So I'm at this position, right? And if I move my head up, I'm going to eat the food. But when I move my head up, the tail is going to follow along. So I'll be head directly to tail when I eat the food. Which means if I push my tail back or I push my head forward as a result of eating the food, they'll cause overlap. So now I am a rectangle instead of being a worm. As a result, there's so many steps to this process. As a result, now when I cross these fences are sharp. So I have cut myself off from the rest of the worm, and now I am just this worm head, this wormhole, without a worm to be attached to. But this gives me a lot of freedom in terms of how I interact with the pieces around me. So that means that I can just roll this without worrying about where my body is ending up. So I can roll this all the way like this and then traverse from one worm to the other. The next step is to become a worm again, which I can do by moving off of this onto the worm food and essentially eating it that way. That said, this doesn't put me... This puzzle game is so good. This game is so good. That doesn't put me in a position where I can really do something with any of this. And I feel like I want this to be out here in a way that I can manipulate it. And we're not quite getting there. Because now I want to become as worm. But also do something with this big piece. Like, I want to be able to push this big piece down. And I don't really have the tools to do that, I don't think. What I can do is cut up these small pieces. But I can't move this piece either. Like, this is not easy. Right? I can cut up these small pieces into food. Which is, you know, that's some value. So this is the position I was in before. Which is setting up... Actually, I think I can just... Not from there. Not from there either. From here? Yes. Pop the fence. Okay, perfect. So I've made it out of part 2 of this puzzle. Into part 3. Wherein the first obvious step is... fly. So here I am, flying. I don't know what I'm going to do with my newfound ability to fly. But I think the answer is get myself exactly the right length over here so that I can fit into the hole. As it stands, I'm a little too long. So I've got to become a little shorter and then fly again? Maybe that's what this fence over here is for? Like, becoming shorter and then... I don't even know. The problem is becoming shorter and then fly again, right? It's the extra flying that makes this hard. I guess there's, like, this here is set up to help me fly, but I have to have food over here in order for that to work. Which actually, I can do a little bit. I can do a little bit. How much food do I need over here? How about one food? Except that's not where I need the food to be. I don't know where I need the food to be, actually. But not there. Alright, let's go back to where flying happened and see if there's other things I can do. Since there probably needs to be some other mechanic going on here. Is this the right length? Is this helpful? This thing? Oh! This lets me get the food over there! Now I have a boat. I have a boat to move the food around. This game, I swear to God, what a game. I still don't know where I'm getting the food to, but I need to fly here. Right? I need to eat against a hole. Against... Oh. I eat against the boat. I eat against the boat. So I go here. Push that. Push that. And then survive the process somehow. Push that and then survive the process somehow. Here. There we go. Push the boat into position. Fly. And then get juiced! I did it. I did it. That's 100%. Oh my god, I did it. That's everything. That is 100% of a save file. Alright. Let's, The time has come to beat the game. Yeah, that's everybody. That's everybody and 100%. Ah, it's exciting. And this is maybe the most satisfying part of this. Oh, this didn't happen last time. This is different for 100%. Hold on, what's going on? What has occurred? The wormholes are free? Whatever is animating the can? Is anything different out here? Maybe that was the same? Maybe it was the same. Are there more wormies out here? Did more wormies make it to the outside? I guess I have a bigger viewport, but like... unclear how relevant that is. But yeah, wormies made it to the outside world. They did it. They're free. And you can see the bathtub and the sink that we were trapped in. Congratulations, wormies. 100% of the wormies have been freed. And they get to eat all the candy and do something else. Who even knows? Powerfully intelligent, high-tech wormies escaping from... looks like a crash site of some kind. But, got lost a little bit along the way. Oh, this is also new. This is Worm 8. This is Big Worm. What is going on? What is going on? Sunlight, I guess? We're reactivating the worms! Ah! We repopulated by getting the worms into the sun. So they're all going to be okay. Congratulations, all of the rest of the worms. Cool, cool. All right, 100% was worth it. I mean, 100% was worth it anyway, but 100% was worth it. Very cool, very cool. But the thing that I was going to say is, I'm pretty sure I did this without taking any of the insights, which just feels really, really satisfying. There's a new title screen now? Why is there a new title screen? This is my celebration. This was a very good game. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed the whole ride. This came together really well. Wow, right on. Right on. So, like, I can't imagine anything changes if I go into a new file, or if I go into my old file. That seems unlikely. Right? This will just be at the same place that it was. And if I really wanted to, I could, I don't know, go back and forth and do nothing real. It's traveling backwards. You can see it traveling backwards because I went in tail first. That's such a nice touch. That's such a nice touch. It's so, like, it's so minor, but it's... That's really satisfying.